set, step. You're the combo king. Combos! You're a rock star! You're the only one they can see! Yes! 400 combos! Perfect!
What's up everyone, Dr. D here, and in this video we're taking a look at Pluto Challenge. Now I did that one MFC video where I just looked at all my attempts and then showed you how I improved each time. And you know, I usually just give some tips and tricks at the end of my other videos. So this one's going to be a hybrid, so you should have already seen the video at the beginning of this one. So now I'm going to just look at the final run and break it down. Let me know how you guys like this. I might be able to do this with every upload, where I'll just re-watch it with you guys and give you some tips. Now the reason why I want to give you the tips and tricks for this one, it seems like a lot of people really requested it. I know that Pluto Challenge can be very challenging, hence the pun, but I hope that my advice is going to help you out and you won't have any problems with it afterwards. Alright, let's take a look. I'll pause and talk over when I need to. So as you can see, I also got the foot cam here, so it should help you out quite a bit. Alright, so the first secret, let's just, before you even start the song, let's talk about your speed option. So I chose 3x. It's 220, that's going to bring it up to 660, which is manageable for mini players. But, you know, 275 might do just right. But in general, the song is very briefly at 220, so it's much better to just get the muscle memory and try to get 3x on it. So, you know, you have to note that there's lots of speed changes. I'm actually not that familiar with all the speed changes. Like, for example, like even in this beginning part, like it's going between, like, I believe, like 120 to 130 to like 135, like it's jumping around, like it's progressively getting faster. It's not a constant BPM. The ending does the same thing, and I'll mention it when we get there, but I do it from sound. Like this is just from muscle memory and sound. I don't know the true breakdown of the BPM, but if that helps you out, I do recommend you go into Stepmania and you learn that for yourself. Alright, so pick the right speed option. Now you'll notice that it starts with an offbeat. We can actually consider this a blue note because this is being played at half BPM. So basically this is a blue-yellow. So in other words, it's gonna be like if you're doing a quarter, dun 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 dun, you know, something like that. So what I do to set up for this is I always do a quarter note, and there's no music before this starts, so it's mostly visual for me, but you'll see what I do. I always do dun 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 dun. You see how I hit the left arrow to do that? Watch again. I do dun 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 dun. Alright, then once you get there, I'm always putting help step. So I did quite a few helper steps between a lot of those. A lot of the, like before that, like I would do a helper step before doing that. So then we got that one, but I just did a step here to do a helper step. So I do a lot of helper steps to get me into the gallops. Alright, and then this part you can stream it through. Like for example, there's a break here, but you're gonna see I'm not gonna take a break. At least I don't think I did. Well, maybe that one I did, but in most of these you can just go right through it. Okay, like stuff like that, you just need to know to do your helper step beforehand. So I hit that step and then I get into there. And yes, do the crossovers. Don't try to double step these. Alright, then here we got a bit of a break. And then right here again, we're going to want to make sure we are crossing over. Trust me, this is like, I think 130 BPM. Doing double steps here is really, well, that's some top tier shit. For my rule of thumb is always this: if I'm doing better, if I can get a better MA double stepping, I'll double step. If I can get a better MA crossover, I will cross over. That's basically it. So the first crossover is like that, and you got to really swing your body over to get this one. And then this one's the tough one because you need to start crossed over. Oh, no you don't. You don't have to start crossed over. My bad. But it's a very wide one. And then there you go. Okay, now here's the hardest stuff. So how do I count this? I'm going to do it one time with counting. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. I completely screwed that up. Hold on. I need to tap it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do a full 8 count. I do a full 8 count starting with the jump. So watch one more time. And there's a bit of a syncing issue here, so it might not come out as perfectly as I'd like it to, but try to understand how I'm doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To be honest, this is easier than the expert. The expert is a lot harder to time because it has that gallop right after, like the first couple notes, which is just a pain in the ass. But yeah, you're definitely going to want to practice this plenty of times, and I guess the good or bad news is you'll have plenty of times to practice it because this is usually a run killer right here. But I got pretty lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yes, I do cross it over for this section. Now the jumps are really hard, just you really want to keep as low as possible. You don't want to go any higher than you need to. A couple of these jumps you could technically cheat, but it's kind of risky. Alright, now there's some more variable BPM changes here. So it's hard to explain though. And for these, you could probably tap it out, but I've already gotten a strategy where I just sight it. Which is why I get a perfect there. Alright, now here's the section that everyone wants to know. What should I do? What the hell do I do? You have two options. One, you just gotta go beast mode and fucking throw that foot up and left, up and left, up and left. That's option one. Option two, if you can position it, you must make sure that when you hit the right arrow with this one, with your left foot hits the why did I say right arrow? When your left foot hits the left arrow, you need to swing your left foot to the down arrow. So from left to down, you have to swing it. And then holding the down with your left foot, you can either plant it on the left, and then you have to have sensitive pads for this. And I've done it both ways. I can definitely do it both ways. You plant it down, and then with your up arrow, you hit it with your right foot and tap it out with your left foot planted. Additionally, if your pads are not as sensitive, you can just forget about the freeze, treat that as a jump. So every time you see this one, which is only going to be 2, it's going to be a jump where you let go briefly and then you hit down. So in other words, you're basically doing a down left jump with one foot and an up arrow. you can do it that method. That method works well. It's a little more reliable than the plant your foot down, and it's actually easier to get marvelous by doing that because it's like one gesture. So again, let's review. So the one option is doing what I'm doing here, where you just go for it, and then you just you just got to go beast mode and just you know, just do it. It's like 220. You got to be beast to get that. So that's option one. Option two is you swing your left foot down to the down arrow, and then you can use the planted left foot and do the tapping out, or you can plant it down, but then when it is a left arrow, you gotta jump to get it, and then you'll reconnect with the freeze and you won't get an NG. So that's the two options. Alright, so this part is just a slope down. It's basically the same as the beginning of the song. You're gonna want to hit a step before and tap it out. And now you're going to see that there's a break here. This is all just one stream. It's actually pretty easy. It looks intimidating, but in fact, it's very smooth and transitioning. I'm pretty sure I always do like a down go step right here. Yeah, I always do a down go step there and then just play it out. And I also did a down go step for that. So there's two little breaks in here. That one and then that one. You can just tap it out. Alright, now here's probably the most trickiest part, and unfortunately I cannot really give you much advice here. I know which note I have to stop on. I remember it goes like, the sequence goes down, right, right. Like that's the first one that I always remember. Hold on, let me double check that. No, okay, so the first one is yeah, the first one is a down. And then the next one is going to be before the right, I have to hit the right. Oh yeah, then it's two rights. Alright, so here's my advice here. If you want to be as good as me, you're going to have to do how I did it. I remember I learned this like 10 years ago. I just sat down in a PS2 version of Supernova 2, and I just practiced the shit out of it. I practiced and practiced and practiced until I was finally able to do it. And that's honestly the best method that you can do it. You gotta practice it. And for me, like, even I haven't played the song in quite a while, but it was really good. It was quite easy. It was a lot of muscle memory, surprisingly. I was able to do it. So the only advice I can get here is you gotta practice it. I'm sorry. I wish I can give you some better advice, but this is 100% gonna be muscle memory, and it's gonna 100% be what you're gonna want to do. All right. I'm probably making it harder. Alright, now this part's a little hard to transition. Just go a little bit slower because it's like a 12 note. And then finally we get into here, and it's going to be like, it's slower here and it's going to get faster. There are BPM changes here. You probably never even noticed it. So it's kind of like the beginning, but these sections are a little bit more complicated and harder. But you're still going to want to like a double step. Now for these, you just got to know where to start. So this one is a crossover, so of course you must start crossed over, and you have to cross over the other way there, and then you have to cross back over that way. So that part's hard. Now here is where it gets really tricky. So this note in particular, I always have trouble with, I don't know why, but if you time it well. Now here's the first trick. Now there's two options, and I know my one friend DFGH always does the second option, because these are in fact faster than even that one thing before. So doing a double step here, even if it's just one step, is pretty brutal. So yeah, that's brutal. Oh man, that stuff is brutal. Alright. So here, after you hit the left, you have two options. One option is what I'm doing, which is I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, it's really hard. The other option that you do have, if you can, is after that, swing your right foot over. And I've seen it done. You can swing your right foot over, and then you can do it out like that. So if you can swing your right foot over to start on that left arrow, you cannot have to double step. And then you'll finish on that. And then you'll have to do it one more time. Swing your right foot over to the left arrow, and you can wrap it around. Yeah. although that's going to cause you a little bit of trouble. Maybe swing it over and just do the first 3, and then you can hammer it out, so you only have to double step out. But lots of memorization, and this part's the fastest, and then obviously it has a progressively slowing down, yeah. Alright, so that's it. I'm not sure how helpful this was. Unfortunately, Pluto challenge for me is a lot of muscle memory, so there's not really too much advice I can give you. Just obviously I've played it so much in the past that I have that muscle memory. So the more you play it, it's a song that the more you play, the better you'll do on it, like period. It might be daunting because you know you'll play it, you'll get a low score, and I'm like that with a lot of songs, but the truth of the matter is you're always going to get a low score until you start playing it. So this is a song, if you want to get that score up, you got to keep playing it. You got to learn each time what worked, what didn't work, and you got to try to put all those pieces together to get the run that you're looking for. Alright, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. If you like what I do and want to be notified whenever I upload or go live, subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you really love me, consider pledging on Patreon to enjoy exclusive benefits. Lastly, keep the DDR discussion going by joining my Discord community linked below. Thanks again, and peace.